What if AI could predict winners and losers for sports games that you gamble on? Well, this video will give you an AI-informed betting strategy that I used for this weekend's college football games. I'll show you my week one picks, and I'll even put the AI prompt that I used down below in the description so that you can take it, fine-tune it for your own needs. College football is great, and it's finally here. There's a lot of anticipation and hype heading into week one. There's already been some upsets, but we've got Texas, Ohio State, we've got LSU at Clemson, and of course, we've got Notre Dame visiting Miami. And I'm using all this excitement as an excuse to play some small, responsible wagers just to add some juice into my weekend. I use DraftKings, and down below, I have a referral code that you can use. That referral code will get you $300 in bonus bets simply by betting $5 this weekend. Be responsible. Know your limits. I certainly know mine. I bet on 4 games this week so far, and I'm using a DraftKings no sweat promotion for a parlay involving the Ohio State game. We'll talk about that. But yeah, I'll run through my AI-informed bets. We'll recap those next Wednesday on our new live stream. It's the Breaking Balls podcast, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're a brand new channel. Appreciate new audience members. So if you could subscribe to the channel, set the alerts, and would be really cool if you joined the stream next week. We'll track this strategy that I came up with using Grok's AI system. And yeah, we discuss all major sports over there. Let's get to the picks. So since there isn't much data for the early season games, I used Grok's AI to build something really basic. It's going to be based on ranked teams facing off against unranked teams. And in 2024, you could see there were 58 such games in the first 3 weeks. This is week by week, how many games involved a ranked team and an unranked team. And what I wanted to know was, what was the average margin of victory? Grok was able to spit this out in about 10 seconds. Week 1, average margin of victory. Week 2, week 3, it came out to an average of 31.7. I let Grok break that down further into home and away, and you could see home teams do tend to win by a higher margin than away teams if they are ranked and they are playing an unranked opponent. If the point spread for these types of games is more than 34, they're on my radar, and I highlighted these over here. And just to be clear, this is an average. This doesn't mean that every underdog lost by 31 or 32 points. Some underdogs got blown out by 51 or 52 points. I don't want to pick every game. I want to find the games from my little list here that reasonably have a chance to come in. So the first game that I picked is Marshall. Marshall last year was 10-3. They scored a lot of points. They did lose 49-14 at Ohio State. The point spread against Georgia here is minus 38.5. Man, that would have to be a brutal beating by Georgia. So Marshall, that's my dog right now using this AI-informed strategy. Second one here is East Texas A&M. They never gave up 50 points last year. And you could see the line here is 50.5. SMU is favored by 50.5. They did score 59 and 66 last year, but they did give up 42 in one of those games, which would mean that it doesn't cover the spread. So my second pick is East Texas A&M. Now, a game that's not on my spreadsheet is this South Carolina game. They're being visited by Virginia Tech. South Carolina was tough last year. You can see that they put up points against LSU. They almost won that game. I remember watching it. They did beat some ranked teams. They almost picked off Alabama here. So this, to me, I find some value in the favorite here because the spread is only 7.5. So that's my third game. That is South Carolina home, giving 7.5. And then back to the spreadsheet. Here's one, Alabama at Florida State. Remember, visiting teams, average margin of victory from last year in this type of situation was 27. Alabama's giving 14. It's half, right? So this is one that if I'm following my strategy, I kind of have to take. I know Florida State's not a pushover, but it doesn't matter. And that's the information that I'm using to make these picks. Now, before I get to the parlay, I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to the channel. If you like this kind of content, we're going to work really hard to build this out for all sports fans, and we're looking to grow. And as a reminder, you could use my referral code down below for DraftKings Unlock that $300. But if you prefer to follow these picks without wagering any real money, that's totally fine as well. Please feel free to join the streams. We talk about all things sports. And of course, we'll be tracking this strategy at least through the first few weeks of this young college football season. Here we go. Game of the week, maybe game of the year for some people. We got a rematch of Texas. They're at Ohio State. Texas obviously featuring Manning, their quarterback. Lots of casual fans would say he's a front runner for the Heisman. He's the most talented player in college. Well, he's barely played. So I'm going to go with Ohio State here, and I'm going to parlay this with Miami, who is an underdog at home. They're playing Notre Dame. It's a no-sweat bet from DraftKings, meaning that if I lose, I get the bet back that I could use for next week. Parlay is a little risky, but let's have some fun this weekend, and good luck if your team is playing.